People, it is the most counterproductive, one-sided message that is approved by government because they're too woke. I'm just in shock. Hi guys, what's up? Today we got more horrible stories about the D-trans community that nobody wants to talk about, and sometimes I like to bring reality to people that try to search these terms and just to help them make a proper decision, which may be permanent within 10 years. Let me show you.
And that's the thing with the trans agenda. It puts the target on you and your own body. You're the problem, not the world. You're the problem. You and your body and your wrong thoughts and your wrong body are the problem, and they need to be fixed. And don't worry, Big Pharma can help you. We've got lots of pills and hormones and gels and shots and patches, dermal implants, and you name it, we've got it.
How does that make sense? And you know what, even the worst parts, the fact that they might have taken testosterone or whatever, or estrogen, but definitely hormone blockers, they might even don't feel the sexual feeling to be with somebody because they use like Lupron. That's gangster. That's what they give to pity boom, the word that I'm not allowed to say. Because these people are bad, but now they want to give it to people so they don't build the things that hurts their feeling. They don't want to be seen as a man or a woman. Then the same people that usually do that for love with another person or the possibility now don't even can give them that love because they're tempered. Their whole feeling inside is changed. And the fact that they take these hormones, it doesn't always work well because there are studies now that you can get osteoporosis, something weird like that. But in other words, your bone density is so bad at a young age, you're going to have bone density of a grandma. Somebody punch you, bam, you're gone. You fall, skateboard, don't do it. It's dangerous. But the interesting is, they don't know exactly what is the neurological development to your brain, because if it stops your whole body to produce specific stuff, it's logical that your brain is also going to stop. So your body might keep changing, being older with not the right form, but your brain is also staying the same. Canadian family hold gender reveal party for their 8-year-old daughter after she told them, "I don't feel like a boy inside at the age of 6. This is the boy. This is the girl now. And I'm like, look man, you can do whatever you want. It's not my job to tell you what you have to do. But I find it rather interesting that now that Reddit is so gangster about the situation, does Twitter think the same? Yes. I said this. Next time he is a bird, time to take the plane and jump without a parachute.
Pause.
And without context, you're going to be like, yeah, that's kind of dangerous, but I didn't even specify who's going to jump. I had to tell them, I'm talking about the kid. If he can identify as anything he wants, next time he can identify as a bird and jump from a plane. Don't you see how dangerous it is when you let a kid identify and you have to go along with it? That does not make any sense. And especially when this is a business model. You're going to be like, what? Why? Gender clinic referrals. Bridge gender referrals to the Gender Identity Development Server at Tavistock Clinic by the natal sex and age. Look at this. So if women have more feeling than men, usually because they're more in touch, so that means there's more possibility to manipulate them. Look at the stats. All this manipulation, all this Instagram, because everybody is watching you and judging you, is making humongous amount of women transgender from female to male. Some are even so afraid that people look them as a female and they're gonna boink them, or they're afraid about the abortion that they cannot do. So they're like, you know what, let me identify as a male. Taka taka ting tang tung. And I'm like, why? I was mentally ill 70 years old when I was sucked into this trans movement. At 18, I was referred to an endo after 2 sessions with the therapist and started taking testosterone. Last picture is me now at 24, plus 2.5 years after my last testosterone shot. Look at that face. How can you tell me this person is a happy person? Even if you look at when she was a girl, she doesn't have all the perfect feminine feature because she has a broad shoulder. She was happy, but she didn't feel comfortable. That's the gender dysphoria. Everybody has that. But the moment you start telling somebody, this is good, isn't that dangerous? That you tell everybody is wrong and you are right? Isn't that dangerous when experts tell that to you? Look at this. Bada bim bada boom. 2007. All these clinical places where you can go for your transgender body and all this stuff. Look at this. Bada bim bada boom. 2020. It's about the money. Now quickly, let's talk about the science that was the science in 2015. And it shows you how little research they have, how little research they know, but still it benefits you because you're the guinea pig. They don't know the result in the next 10 years. You're the first one. That's how they think about you because they do it with good intention. It's about the money. So this is the article. It's from 2015. One of the challenges that have been faced in the past is the treatment of the transgender population really didn't start until they were either at least older adolescents or adults. You get what I mean? Said Fanny. And by that time, they all had pubertal and physical changes that go along with their natal sex. And I know they're like, well, if I just have taken it earlier, I might have been better. Sure. But if you have been taking it and doing certain things that might be permanent, like the bone thing and the neurological thing with your brain, you want to risk that, you want to normalize that, cool. I think it's okay for some people maybe. Who knows? I'm not the super duper duper expert that you trust. But there's one thing though. The problem with kids is if you affirm something as a kid, you can make them believe something they're not. In the previous video, I talked about it. The moment you start to feel like something and you go along with it that is in that direction of LGBTQ, it's like you become a celebrity. Who doesn't want to feel like a celebrity? However, the use of puberty blockers to treat transgender children is what's considered an off-label use of medication, something that hasn't been approved by the Food and Drugs Administration. Yes, FDA. Woo! And doctors say the biggest concern is about how long children stay on medication because it isn't enough research in the effects of stalling puberty blocker at the age when children normally go through it. However, doctors caution that estrogen and testosterone, the hormones that are blocked by these medications, also play a role in a child's neurological development and bone growth. We do know there is some decrease in bone density during treatment with pubertal suppression, Fanny said, adding that the initial studies have shown that the starting estrogen and testosterone can help regain the bone density. Help, not solve. What Felicion said there isn't enough research on is whether someone who was on puberty blockers will regain all their bone strength or if they might be at risk of osteoporosis in the future. How many trans are experiencing osteoporosis that are taking it as very young people already? Because puberty blockers, you can take them early. You don't need to cut your body parts, but you can take them early. Imagine at 16 you already have osteoporosis. You don't even know if your bone is going to heal. You don't know even if your brain is going to develop. People, I'm like, a depressed kid, you're going to help him forget something that's supposed to give him the pain, but when he reaches a bigger age, you never agree with the person that you were back then. Trust me, everybody that's 60 usually agrees what the guy is or girl is when they were 40. But every person that is 40 definitely does not agree with the person when they were in their 20s. Trust me, there's like a big change of how you start thinking with wisdom. It's not about how good you can count. It's how you understand when you can count to get a benefit. The bottom line is we don't really know how sex hormones impact any adolescent brain development. Dr. Lisa Simons, a pediatrician at Lurie Children's, told Frontline. We know that there's a lot of brain development between childhood and adulthood, but it's not clear what's behind that. What's lacking, she said, are specific studies that look at the neurocognitive effects of puberty blockers. But ladies and gentlemen, nobody is doing the study because studies are transphobic. They don't care. It's all about feelings. That's why we have these two kind of people. One is a woman. One is, I don't know, a dog lover. And I'm like, dude, what's wrong with you people? Why are you promoting this? It's like you just want people to indulge in the things that they can't control. There is no discipline. Discipline is bad. But we will have to disciplinely pay your everything with more taxpayer because you don't have discipline. This is the destruction of the Roman Empire part 2. The stakes are higher for children. Children who want to continue physically transitioning by taking hormones of their desired gender. Doctors grapple with when to start to cross-sex hormones, and they say it really depends on the child's readiness and stability in their gender identity. How can you be ready to tell the kids how he has to feel when you know if you go at the counter, they can call you transphobic and you will lose your license at your own freaking clinic?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. Now, the doctor is not going to tell you anything because you're going to tell him you're transphobic and he can lose his license. He's going to do whatever you want. If he's gangster about it because the city agrees with that mentality, you can just go to Los Angeles, right? Those crazy leftist places like, hey man, come over here. We got foster care. We will maybe find you get a job. You can do your thing. You can still pay us. It's a business model. Gangsta, man, gangsta. If not, well, in the future, we're going to force taxpayers to pay for it anyway. The physical changes that hormones brings about are irreversible, making the decision more weighty than taking puberty blockers. Some of the known side effects of hormones include things that might sound familiar: acne and changes in the mood, which usually lead to money, 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 super, super money, big chance to kill you too, but hey, that's not the problem. Let's focus on the positive side. Patients are also warned that they may be at a higher risk for heart disease or diabetes later in life. The risk of blood clots increases for those who start estrogen, and the risk of cancer isn't unknown, but it's included in warnings doctors give to their patients. So they actually might hate themselves so much because people keep telling them that. Like, hey man, I'm just a tomboy. No, you're transgender. Don't you want to be that? It's like, whoa, 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 let me be what I want to be. Of internalized homophobia, I kind of feel like a woman, but I like my body, but I don't think I'm gay. I'm homophobic? But then you see, oh, everybody is transgender. Everybody's happy. I'm a celebrity. If I was a kid, oh man, with my superwoman voice, I was hairless everywhere. My mom just passed away. Nobody likes me because I'm weird. If I had that love, my brain might have exploded. So much love for free for just having one opinion? Amen. I would have jumped into that until they were like, hey, we're gonna cut it off. I'm like, what? wait. I'm still talking to my therapist. Yeah, but you already had a few sessions. So if you don't start with the procedure, we need to help other people. You're not gonna forget free therapist. And as a person in that moment, what do you think you're going to decide? Another potential dilemma facing transgender children, their families, and their doctor is this: taking cross hormones can reduce fertility, and there isn't enough research to find out if it's reversible or not. I told you you're a guinea pig. So when children make the decision to start taking hormones, they have to consider whether they ever want to have biological children. Really? Really? So you're telling me you're going to test them that? And then, of course, you want to approve doing that to kids around, I don't know, 10 years old? Nobody at 10 years old wants a kid. Unless they were doing the woman misogynistic stay at home bada beam bada boom, which are removing at all the schools because a woman has to be independent. People, it is the most counterproductive, one-sided message that is approved by government because they're too woke. I'm just in shock that nobody sees this. I'm really surprised. There are so many unanswered questions around the long-term consequences and whether your health risk profile really becomes that of a male or a female. Gotta file your sass. If you start testosterone today, will you have the cardiac risk profile of a male or a female as you grow older? Will you develop breast cancer because we're administrating estrogen? Those are the unanswered questions. And I'm like, why? Really, why? Try to live the best way you can with what you have and stop listening to people that agree that you have a bad life. I'm not saying that I don't want to be empathetic, but I don't want you to stay there. I want you to work to get out of there. I respect stress that it's telling me to do something different, that you feel more comfortable. But you need to do something, not stop doing something and cut it off because you have to float through your problems. There is not a definite solution. Stop believing that is the only solution. It must be a malleable thing, not related to the amount of money the government is going to have though. Most of the treatments are still very expensive and often out of reach for people without the help of insurance. The cost of puberty blockers is approximately 1,200 a month for injections and then can range from 4,500 to 18,000 for an implant. Ay, ay, ay. The least expensive form of estrogens, a pill, can cost anywhere between 4 to 30 a month, according to Simons, while the testosterone can go anywhere from 20 to 200 a vial. All I'm saying is, everything that I said, everything that you think I said wrong, do some research. And if it's permanent, I just can't do anything that is related to permanent result. And you're gonna be like, yeah, but that's not living. That's yeah, because I want to stay living. That's my point. I have one eye. I got called Cyclops. I owned it. I didn't have a mom. Officially in spirit, hey man, I'm transgender too. I own it. Yeah, but not everybody is handling that well. Well, that's your problem. You need to find a way without depending on people and without removing permanent stuff in your body. You need to handle those problems. You can't hide from it. Hiding, safe space, it's not helping you. It's not helping you. I have kids. If I apply that strategy, they will stay afraid. I push them in things that are like, whoa, 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 whoa. It goes down with time, not immediately. That is something that most people don't understand. And I feel bad. But the fact that you do something that's permanent and companies are getting millions, making bank, and I have to watch you, and you want to put that indoctrination in schools too, and when I want to say something about it, do you see the whole package? It's like, it's not going forward unless the company is making money. Big Pharma. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm a very stupid man, or I'm a very intelligent man and YouTube keeps removing my views on the videos, comments, and likes because they know I'm on the right path. I'm not joking with this. Do your research, have the talk, join my Discord if you want, leave a like, share the message because I'm surprised nobody knows about this.